This
7 is
conference will
not
now
clear.
be recorded.
From the previous what?
So previous assignment question number 7.
Okay, see, this is classroom. We are not discussing about the assignments as of now. So whatever you think that it is right, you just submit the answers, right? So now coming to the printf function. So we already discussed about this main function. Now the second one is the printf function. One of the most important functions in almost in every no problem in every programming. We will 99% we will encounter this printf function. So this is one of the most popular pre-written function in the C. That is the printf function. It is already written. We do not need to code it. Its definition, its code is already given in the C. So primarily this function, as you can see its name, printf, it suggests what it suggests is a print function that sends the data. You can see on your screen that it is going to send the data given to it to the standard system display devices. So whatever the data we are going to give to this particular function, it is going to display it on the standard system display devices. For most of the system, like this display is your video screen. So whatever you are going to send to it, it is going to show on your video screen, right? So this function print out whatever is given to it. If you will take an example over here, if the message hello there world, you can see on the screen hello there world, I want to show it on the screen. So to which function I am going to give it? I'm going to give it to the printf function, right? So this, whenever I'm going to give this particular message to the printf function, this message is displayed on your terminal by this particular printf function. So inputting data or message to a function is called a passing the data to the function. If I am going to see, this is a function, because why it is a function? It is having some name and it is enclosed with this particular braces, this particular brackets, opening brackets and then closing brackets. And inside this we are going to put something, right? So it means whenever we are going to put something inside this inside a particular function, then what formally we are going to say? We are going to say that we are passing the data to the function, or it is also called the message passing, right? So the message hello there world is passed to the printf function by simply putting the message inside the parenthesis in the function name, right? So the purpose of the parenthesis in all function name is to provide a type of funnel, as you can see on the screen. Why we are providing this particular parenthesis? So you can treat or you can imagine it like a funnel. Through this funnel we are going to put the data, and this particular data will go to the body of the function. So whatever being written inside this body of the function, it will perform the action and it is going to return the value. So the purpose of this parenthesis in all the function name, not necessarily the printf, but in every function name, the purpose of this parenthesis in all these function names is to provide a funnel through which the information can be passed to the function. The items that are passed to this function through the parentheses are called argument of the function. So what are the argument here to the printf function? What are the arguments here to the printf function?
Hello there world.
Hello there world. So technically we will call that in this printf function we have passed some argument, right? Now gradually we are coming to our program, how we are going to write the program. We have seen main function. Now we have seen this printf function. So gradually we are moving towards our writing the first program, right? Okay. Now the very simple first program, we have written 2-3 lines here. One is the hash include stdio.h, right? Then main function, and inside the main function, this is a function, so it must have a body. And how we are going to start the body? With this particular opening curly braces, and then when we are finished we are going to close it, right? So inside this body We have written some function. We can write some function. We can write some statement, whatever, right? So the first line of the program, what is hash include stdioh? The first line of the program is a preprocessor command. Please note it down. It is a preprocessor command. Preprocessor command begins with this pound sign. You can see this hash sign, right? This hash is a type of pound sign. And what it will perform? And perform this hash include will perform some action before the compiler translate the source program into the machine code. So this hash include is going to perform something before the compiler is going to translate the source program. What is the source program? The source program is that which is being started from the main. Whatever we have written is the source program. So even before that, it is going to include something. So perform some actions before the compiler. What the compiler will do? The compiler is going to translate the source program into the machine code. So specifically, if I'll say this hash include, that is a preprocessor command, what it will code? It will causes the content of the named file. It is going to cause the content of the named file. In this case, what is the named file here? stdioh. So stdioh is a named file. It is going to cause the content of this named file to be inserted where hash include command appears. That's simple. That's the simple meaning. What is the meaning? If you will see it, let me take this pointer. So in place of this hash, in this place of okay, in this place of this hash sign, this pound sign, this stdioh dot will be replaced. So what is the meaning of this first line? The first line is a preprocessor command. Even before translating the source code, what is the source code? The source code is starting from this particular main up to this ending. So even before this, what it will do? It is going to include something. What is going to include? It is going to include this particular file stdioh.h, standard input and output header file. Where it is going to replace it? It is going to replace it in place of this hash symbol. Right? So this is the meaning of this hash include stdioh, always written. Why written? Why we are including this file? This is the question. Should we always include it? No, it is not necessary that we always include it. So primarily the file stdioh is to be inserted where hash include command is appears. This particular file is referred to as a header file. It is referred to as a header file because it is placed at the top or the head of the C program using the command hash include. So that is why it is something what we call the header file. This is my header. Above me, this is being placed. This is a header file. That's why header file. So in particular, if you will talk, the stdioh, this header file provides a proper interface to the printf function. Because see, it is a standard input and output file, the name suggests. So it is going to provide a proper interface to the printf function and must be included on all the programs that is using this particular printf. So what type of interface it is providing, sir? Do we always need it? Yes. The moment we need the printf function inside my program, we always need to include this file. Otherwise, my program will not run. This preprocessor command do not, you can see this, it is not ending with a semicolon, but the printf function is ending with a semicolon. So this preprocessor command do not end with a semicolon. This is one thing. So following the preprocessor command is the start of the main program. We can see after this we have the main program. Main program itself has one statement. What is the statement? The printf. Remember, in the previous tutorial, in the previous lecture, we talked about that whenever we have some statement that need to be end with the semicolon. So the statement inside the main calls the printf function and passes one argument to it. And what is the argument inside that? That is the hello world. So I think this thing, I think this is yes.
सर यहाँ पे हैश का क्या काम है?
Hash is a preprocessor command. It is before performing some actions on the source code. Who is going to perform some actions on the source code? Definitely the compiler. When we will give this code to the compiler, it is going to translate this source code into the machine code. Okay, fine, we will understand that. But even before doing that, what are we are going to include? We are going to include this stdioh. How we are going to include this? Using this hash. Hash is a like for example cd, change the directory, right? Cd is a command, right? In the operating system, this cd is the command. So in the same way, in the same manner, this hash is a preprocessor command. This hash include, and why we are needing this hash include? Because to include this header file. What is the header file? Which header file? The stdioh. Where it is placed? It is placed in our along with our compiler, along with our C compiler. It is already written. The definition of this stdioh is already being written. So we need to include it. Why we are going to include it? Because the definition, the printf definition is already being stated in the side inside this stdioh. So
तो हम
if inside,
stdio.h तो predefined फाइल था predefined फाइल
yes,
जो
yes,
लाइब्रेरी फाइल्स होती है.
it is already a library function, but in order to call this library function, we need to include this standard input output function, standard input output file. Okay. So for example, if you can see on the screen, if one of the program statement was called to printf, the hash include preprocessor command would have to be used. For example, there is no printf function inside my program. Do I need to include the hash include? Include करना पड़ेगा क्या? अगर मेरे प्रोग्राम के अंदर कोई printf नहीं है तो मुझे include करना पड़ेगा क्या?
No sir.
No sir.
Not necessary.
No sir.
अगर आप
No
बिना
sir.
hash, अगर आप बिना hash include के भी प्रोग्राम चलाओगे, it will run fine. So what is the moral of this story? The moral of the story means that, okay, if there is a printf statement, printf meaning what? I need to show it on the standard output. And what is stdioh? Standard input output. So the whatever definitions being required to produce the output to the screen is also written inside this stdioh. So we need to include some supporting files. I just need to include this supporting file. So without this supporting file, my printf function will not work, right? So this is the only meaning that why we need this inclusion of stdioh whenever I'm going to write the program. And as I said that mostly in most of the program, I need the presence of this printf. So blindly, I'm just going to put it, okay, I have to include this hash include inside my program. If we will include, there is no harm. If you will not include, there will be harm if you are going to include the printf without the hash include. But suggestion is that you always include it. There is no harm in that. Because if you forget to include hash include and you somewhere you write printf, then there will be an error. Are you getting the point?
Yes sir.
Yes sir.
Okay.
Yes sir.
सर फंक्शन कॉल करने का क्या मतलब हुआ?
Jayant?
नो सर, शुभम.
Okay, Shubham. See, whenever I think we will discuss it more in detail in the function chapter, but as of now just understand whenever what is the meaning of calling of function. So for example here printf, hello there world, this is some function. First of what is the characteristic of function? A function should have name and it should be inclusive within a parenthesis, right? It can have some argument, it cannot have some argument. And calling of a function meaning we should put a semicolon after this function name and parenthesis. So calling a function meaning it is going to call to its definition where the full code of this printf is written. It will go there, and whatever we have specified inside that it will execute and it is going to return its value Depending on the definition of the function, it will return the value to the place where from where it is being called. From where it is being called, it is being called from here only. So that is the meaning. Calling of function meaning. For example, if I'll give, I have already given this example also in the previous. For example, I want to add two numbers. Okay, I have created one function sum, and inside that sum parenthesis I supplied 2, 4. So, and then I'm going to put the semicolon. So here, this particular thing is what I call the function. I am calling the function. So calling the function, where it will go, where this particular thing will go, where it will fetch the values, it will go to its definition. Wherever we have written the definition of the sum function, what is the definition of the sum function? Sum function definition says that, okay, sum, and then we are starting the curly braces, and inside that curly braces, we are going to put the logic of sum. Sum equals to a plus b. Whatever we have supplied, it is going to produce the output and it is going to return. So where it will go, whatever the output will produce, it will go to the called function. So all these terminologies will be very clear when we study the functions in more detail. But this, as of now, just understand calling of a function meaning it will go to its definition, and whatever the logic inside that definition, it will be carried forward, it will be done, and it will, whatever the result, it will be now come back towards your called function. Okay, Shubham?
Okay, sir.
So very important line here that I also included in this hello.c, right? Okay. So I think so. What more we can elaborate here is that we already seen that this particular printf function is a pre-written function. We do not need to write it. We do not need to specify our own logic about the printf. It is available for you just by calling it. Directly we can call it, right? So like all C functions, printf was written to do some specific task, which is to print the results. It is a very dynamic type of versatile function that can print the result in many different forms, right? The printf has this capability that it can produce the result in many different forms. So when a message is passed to the printf, for example, you can see on the screen, when this message is passed to the printf, the function see to it, and that the message is correctly printed on your terminal or not. So this is the duty of printf. Whatever we are going to supply it, whether that is being printed on the screen or not. So a message that we are going to supply to it, that is here, hello there world. This message, this is the string. You can see this is a type of string in the C. What is the string in the C? Because this consists of a string of characters. These are the string of character. That's why we are saying that this is a string, right? So in C, what is the meaning of the string? The string consists of a string of characters made up of letters, numbers, and special characters, right? So this is the meaning of the C string in the C. So inside this printf, we are supplying this string, right? So you observe one thing: the beginning and the end of the string. The beginning and the end of this particular string is marked using double quotes. Hello, before the hello we have started this double quotes, and after printing world again we are supplying this double quotes, right? So the beginning and the end of a string of a characters are always marked. When we will say that this is a string, this should always be marked by double quotes. Then only we will say that this is a string, right? So to pass a message to this particular printf, the string of characters making up this message must be enclosed in the double quotes. So whenever you are supplying, just put it in the double quotes. Whatever we are supplying in the double quotes, it is as it is going to print on the printer, on the screen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now our first program. Our first program is Aryan has arrived very late. Please read this program. We have hash include. There is a little bit mistake here. I should include it hash include stdioh. You just take it hash include stdioh here, and then we have main. Okay. This is in when there's some mistake here. We should include hash include then stdioh, right? If it should be below at this particular point, right? Okay, again come to this, and we should have this hash include stdioh file, right? Then we have main, and then we are going to print computers everywhere, double quotes. Then again we are going to print in the double quotes backslash n as far as I can see. Then right this. I think already answer is shown on the screen, but it should not be shown. Let me again do it. Okay, which slide? One moment. Okay, this is what already being told to you. Now this is the first program. Now are you getting the output? What will be the output of the first line? Is it clear? What is the output of the first line?
Computers
Yes,
everywhere.
computers everywhere.
Yes, sir.
And the second line?
As far
As
as
far
I
as I
can
can
I can see
It
in
will be
next
printed
line.
in
see.
second line.
But at this point, Garima,
Yes, sir.
at this point you should wonder, sir, whatever we are going to supply it inside the double quotes, that should be printed on the screen. But in the second printf, we have also supplied backslash n. Why it is not printing on the screen?
I don't know.
Yes, anybody?
The
The
special
I
black.
don't think
Sir, slash n represents enter.
new line print in new line.
It is an escape
New
sequence.
line. It represents new line.
It's
New
for
line,
next.
sir. I mean,
Okay,
line break.
mixed type of answers, right? So they are saying, sir, see this backslash and then some characters. I don't care about this character as of now, but there is a backslash, and after that there is some character there, right? So these two characters, this become the two characters. One is a backslash, and after that, following that particular backslash is another character. So we have two characters here. So whenever we are using this combination, this is what we call as a new line escape sequence. So what they will do, they tell the printf to start on a new line. They tell the printer, please start with a new line, right? So in C, this backslash character provide an escape from the normal interpretation of the character following it by altering the message of the next character, by altering the meaning of the next character. If the backslash was omitted from the second printf call program, then n would have been
They
printed.
would be printed on same page.
So what will be the output? If I am going to omit this backslash, then what will be printed?
So they would be printed in same line.
So yes,
N will be
same line
included.
without space.
Include.
Just I am going to only omit the backslash, not the n.
Sir, n will
Excuse
be
me, sir.
printed.
And
As
will be included in same line.
Sir, both the
But in the same line.
statements would be in the same line with n printed.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
See? Are you following the difference?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes,
the
sir.
function which you had said that it would come in the next line. So that is the function of slash and both, or only slash, backslash.
Only backslash is removed. Only see with the backslash, we should have some character. Then only it becomes an escape sequence. only
Any
backslash.
character.
No. With backslash, we should have some character, and what type of characters I can put, we will see what is the meaning of those characters. But here, for example, for the sake of example, for the sake of simplicity, we are just putting okay backslash and you just take an example of it, and we interpret whenever inside with this backslash we are going to put some character. What different type of characters I can put, we will see it. But for here, I'm just putting the n. So if I'm going to put it the n, what does it mean? The meaning of this will become is whatever you are printing, whatever what I'm going to print, I'm going to print as far as I can see. Please print this particular line from starting from the next line, not on the same line. Please start with the next line. So you can see here that here we are going to start with the next line, not here. Okay, this one, right here, as far as I can see.
Sir, if we
Whenever
only use, sir, if you know, मतलब if we didn't use मतलब simultaneously and space between backslash and n, तो backslash as it is print हो जाएगा ना सर स्क्रीन के ऊपर,
अगर
या
दोबारा
फिर वो
बोलो हमने क्या किया?
वर्क करेगा? सर आप बोल रहे हैं जैसे बैकस्लैश एन को इकट्ठा लिखेंगे तब नेक्स्ट लाइन पे जाएगा हमारा कर्सर, जिससे हम नेक्स्ट लाइन में प्रिंट करा सकते हैं कुछ भी. बट अगर बैकस्लैश को एज इट इज लिख दिया, एन नहीं लिखा या एन स्पेस देके लिखा, तो फिर बैकस्लैश और एन एज इट इज प्रिंट हो जाएगा ना सर, जैसे कंप्यूटर्स एवरीवेयर हुआ है.
अगर बैकस्लैश एन बैकस्लैश हटा देंगे तो ये बोल रहे हो?
नहीं सर, मैं हटाने के लिए नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. बैकस्लैश और एन के बीच में स्पेस दे दो सर.
बैकस्लैश और एन के बीच में स्पेस दे देते हैं.
हाँ जी सर.
तो क्या प्रिंट हो
तो
जाएगा
फिर
बच्चे?
एज इट इज प्रिंट हो जाएगा. तो फिर सर एज इट इज प्रिंट हो जाएगा, फर्स्टली बैकस्लैश देन एन एंड देन आगे व्हाटएवर.
Okay, you are saying
Means,
that backslash and then space n.
Yes sir.
It should not be get be printed. It should not get be printed like that. I just
Why?
need to check it. I just need to check it because whether space is having some meaning in this or not, I need to check it.
सर
Okay.
सर सर आपने फोर्थ लाइन क्यों लिखा है?
कौन से बेटा?
ये कंप्यूटर्स एवरीवेयर बैकस्लैश एन एज फार एज बैकस्लैश वन.
Sir, after closing the curly bracket.
ये वाली? ये वाला बेटा? Computers are everywhere.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Slash and
ये तो प्रोग्राम इलिस्ट्रेशन के लिए लिखा है कुछ कि इस पर्टिकुलर प्रोग्राम का जो है आउटपुट किस तरह से प्रोड्यूस करेंगे. वो तो जो है एक वैसे बताया कि अगर इसको हम इंक्लूड करा देंगे ऊपर की लाइन में. अब नेक्स्ट स्लाइड देखते हैं. ये इसमें इंक्लूड मत करो इसको. अगर ये बैकस्लैश इस तरह से अगर हो तो उसका क्या आउटपुट आएगा, राइट? एस्केप सीक्वेंसेस को समझते हैं. देखो आउटपुट देखते हैं, सेकंड लाइन का देखते हैं. इसमें देखो जरा. Now this is the program, right? So here we have this printf computers. What will be the output? Computers everywhere backslash n as far as backslash n then backslash n I can see. What will be the output?
first line computers everywhere, then in next line as far as, then in next to
Third
next
line
line
I
I can see.
Let's see.
सर नेक्स्ट टू नेक्स्ट लाइन
Okay.
सर, as far as के
Yes,
बाद में
sir.
दो बार लाइन.
Yes, you can see on the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes
Yes,
sir.
sir.
but if we want to print backslash n, then what we can do?
Backslash
Yes, sir.
n.
Yes, sir.
Where beta?
Yes sir.
Sir, if
I
we
just,
want
okay, you are saying this, I need
Sir,
to
on display,
print the backslash n only, sir.
yes, sir.
Okay, we'll
Yes,
see it.
sir, you
We'll
can say
see
this.
yes, I got your question. We'll see it in some next slides that how we are going to. Sir, we are just worrying that in somewhere in the message I just need to print only the backslash n. We'll see it, but
Excuse
one by
me.
one, just go ahead. That how we are going to
Excuse me,
escape to the new lines.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, like in previous example, you had written two times printf. Like in the first one, computers everywhere, and then printf slash n, then and yes, sir. You have written two times printf, and in the next line, in the next example, you have just written once. So, is there any
Yes, yes.
difference, or we can
No,
write
no,
both
no,
the ways?
no difference. The meaning here is that the new line escape sequence can be placed anywhere within the message passed to this particular printf. Inside the
So,
printf, you want to place it, that's fine. But if you want to separate, no, sir, I am 100 times I'm going to write the printf and then I'm going to specify my logic. That is also fine, but that is not a good approach. So it is better that you supply this escape sequences within a single printf statement
yes, sir.
and think how we are going to escape the lines, right?
Yes, sir. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, there is no problem. Yeah, you can printf you can use 100 times, 200 times. That is not the problem. But it is why you are again and again supplying the same things if you can do it in the
Yes,
same
sir.
line, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so this is first escape sequence that we have studied. We will study more how more escape sequences are there and how they will work. So one by one we will take the examples. Right? Okay, now. Okay, I have some exercise for you. We will go through that. No problem. So now coming to this programming style, how we are going to program and what things we need to take care when we are going to program. So the word main in C program tells that the computer where the program starts. So this is the only meaning of the main. From here I am going to start my program. Then since a program can have only one starting point, every C language must contain one and only one main. Please note it down. Because the starting point is only one, so every C language program must contain only one and only one main function. As we have seen, all the statements that make up this main function, all the statements that make up this main function are then included within the braces. Whatever the statement, for example, we have statement here, program statements in here. Whatever the statement, whatever the functions we are going to include, we are just going to include it inside the main. So all these are the programming styles that you need to take care. ऐसा नहीं है मेन यहाँ बना दिया और वो बाकी सब जो है फंक्शन जो है कहीं दूसरी जगह लिखे जा रहे हो सब जो को आप जो भी काम करना है you have to be inside the main. So although the main function must be present in every C program, C does not require that the word main, the parentheses or the braces be placed in a particular form. This is not the compulsion. Main होना चाहिए, लेकिन ये बिल्कुल भी जरूरी नहीं है कि आपने सर मैंने क्या किया मेन को सर इकट्ठा ही लिखना है इसके साथ ही लिखना है ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. सेकंड एग्जांपल में देखो आप हमने मेन का कर लिए हमने जो है मेन का पैरेंथेसिस नीचे से स्टार्ट किया है और फिर उसके बाद बंद किया है अगली लाइन में और फिर अगला करली ब्रेसेस स्टार्ट किया है बॉडी स्टार्ट करी है उसकी. तो कोई ऑर्डर फॉलो करना ऑर्डर तो फॉलो करना ही है लेकिन अगर ऐसे करोगे तो एरर नहीं आएगा. अगर ऐसे
सर
भी
वैसे
करोगे तो कोई एरर नहीं आएगा.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर सर जो मेन की
हाँ,
कर्ली ब्रेसेस है सर नॉर्मल ब्रेसेस है सर इसमें हम कभी भी कोई इनपुट नहीं डालते या फिर ये हमेशा ही ओपन ऐसे ही रहते सर वैकेंट.
हम जो है इसमें पहले जो है अर्ली सी जब प्रोग्रामिंग करते थे तो इसमें हम वॉइड का कंसेप्ट आता था तो इसमें मेन के अंदर हम वॉइड डाल के चलते थे आर्ग्यूमेंट्स में. लेकिन अब वो वॉइड क्या है उसका क्या यूज है अभी फिलहाल के लिए रहने दो अदरवाइज एवरीबॉडी विल बी कंफ्यूज कि सर वॉइड कहां से आ गया. वी कैन पुट इट and what type of argument null arguments or void type of arguments we can put and what is the significance we will not discuss here. But as of now we are just going to supply it only blank. We are not supplying anything, no argument we are going to supply.
Okay,
Right? Otherwise standard by protocol by benchmarking we should provide the void. That is nothing. So we are not discussing about the void.
सर जो करली ब्रैकेट है ये सिर्फ एक बार यूज करने होते हैं, हम प्रोग्राम के बीच में भी यूज कर सकते हैं इनको?
एक बेटा जब भी फंक्शन होगा, जब भी फंक्शन की बॉडी लिखी जाएगी तो ये करली ब्रेसेस हम यूज करेंगे ही करेंगे। जब उस फंक्शन का काम खत्म हो जाएगा तो हम करली ब्रेसेस को बंद कर देंगे। ठीक है, जैसे मेन एक फंक्शन था तो मेन के लिए हमने करली ब्रेसेस स्टार्ट किया और बंद कर दिया। मेन के अंदर हमने कोई फंक्शन लिखना स्टार्ट किया तो उस फंक्शन के कोरस्पॉन्डिंग हमें क्या जरूरत पड़ेगी, करली ब्रेसेस की जरूरत पड़ेगी। तो हम उसके लिए भी करली ब्रेसेस लिखेंगे उस फंक्शन के लिए केवल, और फिर उसके लिए बंद कर देंगे। और जब फाइनली जो है, जब लास्ट करली ब्रेसेस इनकाउंटर्ड होगा तो उससे हमें प्रोग्राम को ये समझ में आएगा कि अब हमारा पूरा का पूरा प्रोग्राम फिनिश हो चुका है। राइट? आर यू गेटिंग द पॉइंट?
यस सर।
So you can see on the screen now that main, we can use the main like this main, then next line we are starting the parentheses, then in the next line we are closing the parentheses. That is also fine, no issue, but that is not a good programming style. It is a type of mashup you have done, right? So it is not a good programming style, so you should follow the above programming style. Okay, now
Yes, sir.
one more important point is that, notice that, please read it this that not that more than one statement can be put on a line, or on one statement can be written across a line except for messages contained within double quotes, function names, reserved words. C ignores all white spaces. White spaces refers to any combination of one or more blank spaces, tabs or new lines. Ignore कर देते हैं, जितने भी हम white spaces देख के चलेंगे it will ignore, तो उसका कोई meaning नहीं है। Anyways, so this is another thing you can see on the screen now. This version will work fine, there is no problem.
सर 1 मिनट सर, बैक स्लाइड पे जाना सर, वो एक्सेप्ट वाली लाइन थी सर, वो एक बार एक्सप्लेन कर दो।
Which one बेटा?
वो सर जिसमें डबल कोट्स वाली थी सर, ये एक्सेप्ट फॉर मैसेज कंटेंट विद इन डबल कोट्स।
It ignores all the white spaces. White spaces refers to any combination of one or more.
वो तो सर सही है, ये एक्सेप्ट वाली लाइन सर। सर आप बोल रहे हैं ना जैसे एक लाइन में हम स्टेटमेंट लिख सकते हैं 2 या 2 से ज्यादा, मतलब वटएवर जितनी हमें लिखनी हो, बट ये जो नेक्स्ट है मतलब कब नहीं लिख सकते सर, वो एक बार एक्सप्लेन करना।
फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपने प्रिंट में देखा ना, प्रिंट में अगर आप क्या करोगे, डबल कोट्स करोगे, और डबल कोट्स में आपने लिखा हेलो देयर वर्ल्ड, और वर्ल्ड के बाद आपने जो है 5-6 टाइम जो है टैब प्रेस किया या स्पेसिस टैब प्रेस किया, तो वो उसको स्पेस काउंट कर लेगा। ठीक है,
ओके सर।
लेकिन नॉर्मल सर्कमस्टांसेस में जहाँ डबल कोट्स नहीं है मेरा, तो उसमें क्या होगा, जैसे हमने लिखा यहाँ पे प्रोग्राम स्टेटमेंट, जैसे ऊपर वाले प्रोग्राम में आप देख रहे होंगे, यहाँ पे हमने कोई यहाँ पे कोई, चलो वेरिएबल कंसेप्ट तो नहीं आया, बट अगर हमने यहाँ पे कुछ जैसे प्रोग्राम स्टेटमेंट कोई लिखी, उसके बाद फिर फर्दर हमने स्पेसिस इसी के अंदर हमने जो है स्पेसिस पुट करके फिर एक प्रोग्राम स्टेटमेंट लिख दिया और सेमीकोलन से एंड कर दिया, तो वो वाली स्पेसिस कोई उसका कोई मीनिंग नहीं है। राइट, केवल डबल कोट्स के अंदर मीनिंग है इसका। ओके, ये ओवर द टाइम जब प्रोग्रामिंग करोगे यू विल गेट टू नो।
सर सपोज जो प्रिंटफ वाली लाइन थी हमारी, अगर हम
हाँ,
प्रिंटफ लिखते हैं उसके बाद स्पेस मारते हैं, उसके बाद हम लगाते हैं ब्रैकेट, तो मतलब ये तो उसको हम इंक्लूड नहीं करेंगे, उसका कुछ मतलब ही नहीं है, वो
उसका कोई
कुछ
मतलब नहीं।
करेगा।
राइट,
ओके सर, हाँ जी।
अब देखो ये प्रोग्रामिंग स्टाइल हमने दो दिए हुए हैं यहाँ पे, ऊपर वाला भी चल जाएगा नीचे वाला भी चल जाएगा, लेकिन कौन सा फॉलो करोगे?
नीचे वाला।
है ना, वो चलने पे चल जाएगा, चलने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, लेकिन आप चीजों को मैशअप करके चलोगे, ऑलरेडी आप प्रोग्राम कर रहे हो, छोटे से बड़ा प्रोग्राम करोगे, तो मैशअप करने की जरूरत नहीं है। जो प्रोग्रामिंग स्टाइल है, गुड प्रोग्रामिंग प्रैक्टिसेस है, उनको फॉलो करो।
Yes, sir.
अदरवाइज यू विल बी कॉल्ड एज अ पुअर प्रोग्रामिंग प्रैक्टिसेस। रीडिंग में प्रॉब्लम होगी, अंडरस्टैंडिंग में प्रॉब्लम होगी। राइट, नाउ अब देखो कमेंट्स। So whenever you are writing some program, you need to follow this practice also, that the practice of writing the comments. So comments are explanatory remarks made within a particular program. You want to explain some function to yourself. Okay, this function will add 2 numbers, right? But what you will do, you just put some comments for your sake, for your understanding. You just are going to put the comments there, or for the understanding of others. Whenever someone will read your program, he will understand. When he will encounter this addition add function, he will understand what is the meaning of this add function, what this add function will do. So if you have written these comments, then he will understand, okay, this particular add function will add two numbers. So comments are just an explanatory remark made within the program. So you must use them very carefully. Comments can be very helpful in clarifying what the complete program is about, what a specific group of statement is meant to accomplish, or what one line is intended to do. Any line of text bounded by asterisk and enclosed within this this particular asterisk and then backslash is a comment. For example, these are the examples of comments. This is comment, this is comment. Okay, it's move on, right? So all these are the examples of the comments. You start with this particular symbol, right? Then you put the star and you write whatever you want to write, then put star, and then you finish it, then you close it, then this becomes comment. So this will not be executed by your compiler. Whenever a compiler will see these comments, it will not be executed by your compiler. This is the only meaning, right? So it is a good programming practices that you start writing the comments whenever necessary. So here we have given one example that under no circumstances may comments be nested. What is a nested comment? Comments inside the comment. So here we have given one example that this nested comment is, again we are going to start. So this nesting is not necessary and it is not allowed under no circumstances. Right? Comments cannot be nested. So you just follow one approach. You start it and then you close it, and inside that you write whatever you want to write, the explanation of that program. For example, here we have written one comment. This program prints a message, right? So whenever some user will read your program, he will understand, okay, this particular function, why we have made this particular program, or for this particular function, why we have made this. This function is going to print some message. This is the only program that we have created. Here we have again created one comment, that a call to a printf function. So user, or you will understand later on that, okay, what this printf will do. This printf is going to print some message, or it is going to call a particular printf function, right? So this is as per your convenience. You can put the comments using these rules, using this following this backslash and then the star, and then putting the star and then closing it, right? Okay, this is simple, right?
Yes, sir.
So now we have some common programming errors that you will encounter. So while you are going to write your first program, these are normally, and over the past experience and over the past by many programmers, the usual programming errors that most of the programmers or most of the students will encounter during the programming. What are those errors? So sometimes students forget omitting the parenthesis after main. Is just starting the main and then there is no parenthesis there and they have started the programming. This is not valid. The program will get the error. So you must take care whenever you are writing the main, you start it with the braces, this parenthesis, right? Omitting or incorrectly typing the opening braces that signify the start of the function body. या तो आपने कर्ली ब्रेसेस लगाए नहीं, या फॉरगेट कर गए हो, या आपने जो है कर्ली ब्रेसेस की जगह पैरेंथेसिस लगा दिया है बॉडी के अंदर. तो ये प्रैक्टिस भी नहीं करनी है. ये कॉमन प्रोग्रामिंग एरर्स है जो आप लोगों को टेक केयर करने हैं. ठीक है? ओके बेटा?
Yes, sir.
It's
Yes, sir.
self-explanatory. This is self-explanatory. Misspelling the function name. Right? printf लिखना था,
Yes,
लेकिन क्या
sir.
लिख दिया? printf लिख दिया है. ये सब नॉर्मल डे टू डे प्रोग्रामिंग में जो है एरर्स करते हैं. जब स्टार्टिंग में जब सबसे पहले हम प्रोग्रामिंग स्टार्ट करते हैं, नॉर्मल एरर्स है.
Yes, sir.
सर
हाँ
सी लैंग्वेज केस सेंसिटिव लैंग्वेज है.
yes case sensitive.
ओके सर.
Who is asking this question? किसने पूछा बेटा?
आई एम आस्किंग सर.
Who you are? Shubham
सोनू.
or who?
यस सर. सोनू.
Shubham, you are not present in the first two classes, first two three classes.
Sir, Sonu
सोनू
is asking.
सर
Sonu
सोनू.
Okay,
Yadav.
Sonu. Yes, Sonu. You are not present.
सर मैं आया तो था बट बीच में डिस्कनेक्ट हो रहा था बार बार तो ज्यादा समझ नहीं आया था तब पूछ रहा हूँ.
Already all these things are discussed. That is the case sensitive. What is the meaning of total and then small total and then first letter of T total and then all lower cases. We have discussed these things, right? So this is a case sensitive.
So
Sir, we are next lecture.
Yes, sir. Sir is calling.
Sir is calling, sir, for the next class.
Sir, should we leave?
सर आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
Sir, we are not getting your voice.
डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया क्या?
भाई सर चल गए हैं.
भाई हमें भी जाना
चलो
चाहिए.
सर बुला रहे हैं वैसे भी. एनालॉग इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स वाले सर बुला रहे हैं वैसे टाइम हो चुका है.
कर
Sir
दो
है
बंद फिर
मीटिंग में.
उधर आ
कर
जाओ.
दें फिर
अरे
leave?
ऑफलाइन हो गए.
Then leave.
बच्चे जा तो रहे हैं, लीव कर तो रहे हैं.
कर ही देते हैं sir. और नाइजर है तो सही. पता नहीं.